Hello there, everybody. It is me, XFreezerBunny, and welcome back to part 2, the second and final part of the Sims 4 speed building, the Portofino villas. Okay, guys, so like I said, this is the second part out of a 2-part speed build, and I'm also gonna let you guys know that there is a third video, as I usually do. The third video is going to be the house tour video, so watch out for that as well. Also, I'm gonna include the floor plans in that house tour video as well. So yeah, in this video, we are going to be decorating the interiors for the guest house or the pink house, and we're also going to be doing the landscaping as well. So yeah, hopefully you guys had a great Halloween. It's been really quiet for me. I just had a lot of schoolwork that needed to be done, and yeah, that's pretty much all I did. So, right now you guys can see me try to incorporate a staircase that leads to the topmost level of the guest house. And yeah, also you guys earlier kind of probably saw me do a little bit of interesting stuff on the facade of the main house as well. I placed some additional half walls and windows and also changed some of the exterior paint as well. So it was actually pretty tough for me to furnish and come up with a layout for the guest house because it had such a different shape. It had like this diagonal-ish shape for the most part, which was pretty tough to work around. But, you know, at the end, it was pretty okay. I was able to fit in 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a bunch of living areas, I guess. I mentioned in the previous part that there's only 1 kitchen in the house, and this kind of guest house doesn't have its own kitchen. It does have the formal dining room though, so there you go. And yeah, we are basically just trying to figure out what we need to do for this house because, as I said, it was pretty tough. But I think I was able to pull through it in the end. I've added a couple of balconies and a couple of staircases that lead to the outside, to the back. And yeah. And then over here, I am just trying to figure out how to incorporate a bathroom in that area. Because just, yeah, it was pretty tricky to incorporate a bathroom. I wanted to make that a bedroom actually, so yeah. And over here, we are just trying to place in these nice little roof pieces, which I actually really like. Those are a detail that I actually did quite a lot of in this build because, I don't know, I felt like they looked really Italian. So there we go. Also, I tried to place these awnings on the windows, but there was just so many of them and they didn't look right. I tried to experiment here. You guys can see that I tried to have like a different layout and stuff, but it just did not work. So I ended up getting rid of them in the end. So yeah. Alright, so finally we are working on the layout here of the interiors, and there's just, I'm realizing that there's so many staircases in this house, so yeah, there's a bunch. I think each house has its own staircase on the interior, but there's also an exterior staircase as well, so it's quite a lot of staircases that need to be climbed, so yeah. Yes, this is the bathroom that I was talking to you guys about. I was finally able to incorporate that into kind of a guest bedroom, which is actually the only bedroom in the entire house that had 2 single beds. You guys will see me figure that out a little bit later on. I haven't really talked about the bridge, but I think I mentioned it in the first part that I intended this to be a singular residential house, but built on 2 separate homes, if you guys get what I mean. So I kind of really like the idea of incorporating a bridge into the design because I felt like, you know, it was a really fun feature. You know, you don't necessarily have to go outside. It's to cross between the 2 houses, and I really like that idea. Also, you guys will see me actually struggle a lot because my game lagged like crazy. By the time I was just doing this, I just patched my game. I just patched my game with the City Living patch. City Living isn't still out. It's gonna be out in like a couple of days by the time I'm doing this recording, but it's probably out by the time you guys are watching it. I'm not sure. I'm not really gonna do a City Living on the day of the release. I mentioned in the last part, as much as I really want to, I just really don't have the time to do playthrough or even an overview of city living. So I'm really sad, but that's life, you know. I do have this awesome speed build for you guys instead, which I've been working on for a couple of weeks now, so there you go. But yeah, like I was saying, the city living patch, I honestly feel like it screwed up my game because you guys will see me take a couple of pauses, a lot actually. There's like probably more than 10 instances where my game just pauses and I cannot do anything. It just lags. And I think there's the point where it kind of shows like a crash message, like the game crashes or whatever. And I try to do everything that I can to figure out how to stop it from happening. Like I tried to turn my game offline, you know, I tried to log out of Origin and nothing just worked for me. Like I swear, it's probably that patch that came with city living, because I don't know what other thing could, you know, what other situation, like what other aspects of the game would make the game lag like that. And, you know, if you guys are watching it from the speed build, the lag, it doesn't look that long. It's like 2 seconds. But in real life, it's like 3 minutes each, or like, yeah, it's like it lags for like every 3 minutes or so, and that is a really long time. If you're like if it lags like 10 times, then that's like 30 minutes of lag that I had to sit through, which probably would have made this video a lot shorter without the lag, to be honest. But you know what? That is life, so whatever. So yeah, we are furnishing the living room for the guest house over here. We have a nice little we have a nice large spacious sitting area in front of a fireplace, which is quite nice. I use those really large base game fireplaces. And we also have a ton of bookshelves. Like, I don't know why, I just really liked incorporating those bookshelves, and you guys better get used to them because I will be incorporating them quite often in this build. And then I also used some of these really nice coffee tables that came with the base game as well. They match the sofa perfectly, so I'm just like, yes, okay. I also really liked how that table has like a table runner. I wish we had the option to put table runners on tables regardless of what table you are. You know, you can just click on it and just select an option to have a table runner, but whatever. So yeah, we are also placing in all these clutter items, which also take a lot of time because deciding what type of clutter item you are gonna use takes a while for me because I want it all to be very seamless. I want it all to be very personal, and that just takes a lot of time. So yeah. And over here, we're gonna try to figure out a different layout for the room because I wanted to have the bridge. I wanted to have access to the bridge without having to go through the room. So yeah. I also really liked how the interiors of this house is pink. Yes, you guys, how awesome is that? For some reason, the color pink reminds me so much of Florida. Or yeah, it reminds me so much of Florida. I don't know why. Probably because in my mind, when I think of pink houses, I think of like, I don't know, Floridian, Art Deco architecture. I don't know. Is there even a pink thing? I don't know. So my subconscious is like overpowering me. But anyway, so yeah, it's pink on the inside, but it's not like Barbie, you know, like I was able to kind of pull through, not making it look super cliche like Barbie lives here, because that's kind of not what I was going for. So I think choosing the right color is really important. So yeah, over here we have some nice little rustic furniture. I love using that mirror that came with, I'm not sure where it came with actually. I'm losing track of all the different items and what expansion pack or stuff pack or game pack they come with. They're so difficult. Which probably is not a compliment to the game since, you know, it's hard to differentiate all the different items, which kind of means that all the items look the same. Or it's probably just me, maybe. No, I'm just forgetting, so I'm just really forgetful, so yeah. Once again, we have a bathroom that's pretty open. The Sims don't really care. They don't really have that sense of privacy. So yeah. Anyway, so over here we are now furnishing the dining room, and I was trying to look for an alternative light because I use these movie hangout stuff light quite often, or at least I think they came with movie hangout stuff. I'm not sure. I think they came with movie hangout stuff because, yeah, I really, really like using those lights. You guys will see me use them a lot in this build. I've used them so much already. So, yeah, I tried to search for something else, but nothing came up. It was all, nothing really matched the look that I was going for. So, yeah. Over here, we have this nice little empty wall in the corner. So I will put a jazz-inspired painting, which I actually really like. I like the vibe of it. I like the color. I like how it actually kind of seamlessly blends in with the entire house without it being too literally from the same era. The house is very traditional. The house looks really old and centuries old. But for some reason, vintage furniture that looks like it could have been done in like the 30s or in the 50s or in the 70s. It still looks really well in this house. And this is the lag that I was talking to you guys about. See, that was like what I had to deal with. And it was so difficult because I was like, oh crap. Like, what am I gonna do? This is the first time that I experienced that. Hopefully I'm not the only one. If you guys are experiencing the same lag, it lags for me like every 10 minutes or something. So I don't know, like if you're experiencing the same situation, just let me know, you guys. And if there's a fix to it, like I'm super hoping that there is a fix, and hopefully EA comes out of it really soon, because as a builder, I spend literally hours and hours and hours in the game, and having the game lag on me like that is just super difficult because it adds to the time that I spend in the game. It's almost unacceptable. So yeah. Over here, we have a really simple furnishings for the bridge area. And there we go. We have a lag once again. I'm not going to mention it every time. I'm just kind of reiterating the fact that was so difficult to like figure out, like how, like, what am I going to do with the lag? Like, I tried exiting the game. I tried saving the game. I tried doing everything, but nothing's going to stop me from finishing this build before City Living comes out, because I'm just like, nope. I really want to get this out for you guys within the month of October. So yay. So yeah. Anyway, we are currently furnishing the upstairs bedroom, which in my opinion, it's probably my favorite out of all the bedrooms in this house. There's a total of 5 bedrooms in this house, and this is probably my favorite. Once again, I used the exact same items from the other master bedroom. This is the guest bedroom, and my idea for this was really bohemian and really personal. It has a lot of really awesome items that look very bohemian, that look very kind of like randomly put together, but I really, really like the vibe of it. Over here, we are placing this one beautiful table. I'm not sure where it came with. I'm guessing movie hangout stuff as well. Beautiful table. I love the table because of the color. It has like this orange color, and also the table runners. This is a perfect table, and I really, really like it. And I'm kind of using it here as a dresser, so you guys can see that it's really nice. A bunch of really nice clutter items, and oh my gosh, that ottoman, it's just perfect. It completes the entire look. I'm just like, okay, that's so awesome. And then over here, I'm not sure what I'm actually gonna place there. I feel like I'm gonna place like probably gonna place like one of those luggage things. Like, yes, I was right. Yeah, it was a luggage thing that came with outdoor retreat. So yay. There we go. And once again, throwing in a bunch of plants. The house itself has so much sunlight, like it's very possible for these plants to actually survive. And I will actually replace some of the lights in the other room with these ones because I think it looks really nice. So yeah, there we go. And then over here, we have this little area that I will make into like a dressing area, I guess. It was too small to become a walk-in closet, and it was too large to be just a random empty corner. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna make a nice little dressing area. So there is a closet and a divider for privacy, of course. The Sims can probably move it around if they want to have some privacy or something. And of course, there is a floor-length mirror because, you gotta look good. And also, my idea for this entire level is that it's a private level for the guests. So you guys can see that the guest bedroom is actually separated from the guest bedroom by a hallway. But since they have the entire floor to themselves, they can, it's just one big giant suite. And I have to say that the guest bedroom was so much fun to furnish. It was such an interesting shape that I really had to be creative with it. So yeah, the furnishing of it is really similar to the other bathrooms that we have in the house. Like, it has the exact same items, but the shape of it was just so crazy. And a lot of you guys will probably hate me for putting the bathtub literally in front of the house, and then the windows, they don't even have like curtains or whatever. Like, if you're taking a bath, everyone can see you. But that was so funny. I thought, like, once again, the Sims don't really care. And yeah, I really like that. I really like this bathroom, actually. It's my favorite bathroom in the entire house. And once again, I'm using that thing with like the chandeliers, and they just look so amazing. Like, I need to have a bathroom that has those lights. And you guys can see that I did put a little bit of effort into incorporating some curtains, just to have some privacy, but none of them just really worked. If I forced the curtains, they would have looked so forced and not really related at all to the rest of the design. So, I made the executive decision to just not include any curtains, because the Sims, they don't really care. So yeah. And then over here we have a nice little washing area, I guess. It has that column though in the center, which makes for a nice divider. This is like a bathroom suite, you guys, because it's so huge. It even has its own balcony. So yeah, once again, my game is lagging like crazy. Okay, looks like it's working now. Awesome. And then there's only so much you can put in the bathrooms, actually. Like, what else can you have? Other than a toilet, bathtub, and sink, and some decorative items? I really don't know. Maybe a spa, like maybe a sauna inside of a bathroom. I really don't know. But you guys will also see me kind of incorporate some storage areas as well. I was really having a difficult time finding a good decorative item to fill up this wall here, like this one wall. But I did go for that one sun wall hanging thing. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, that's pretty much that. And then over here we are just putting in some towel racks, just to make it look like a little bit more of a legit bathroom. I think overall, if I'm not mistaken, this entire home costs about 600,000 simoleons. I'm probably wrong. It probably costs different, but I'm not sure. Just from the top of my head, it kind of feels like it costs like that. So yeah, whatever. And then over here, we have another interesting shape room. Once again, throwing in that bookshelf. Like, literally, it's the exact same bookshelf all over the house. But whatever, it's nice. It's cool. It's cool. And I feel like I'll replace that painting. Am I not gonna replace that painting? I'm not sure. I really didn't like that one painting though, so I feel like I'm gonna replace it. That sunflower one. I'm waiting for me to replace it. I probably didn't. Okay, never mind. I didn't replace it. I forgot. Anyway, over here, just throw in a nice little sitting area actually for the guests, which is great because I feel like it's a great use of space. You guys always hate me. You guys always hate me for putting too many chairs everywhere, but I like putting chairs in like empty corners because it gives so much life to the corner. You know, chairs, the Sims can sit on them, the Sims can talk to people while they're sitting down. They are the most useful kind of item to have in the corner because, you know, you can do a bunch of things with them. So I feel like they keep it alive. So ooh, there you go. You guys saw, like, for a split second my game actually crashed, so it'll be back in just a second. I think I should have probably edited all those parts out, but it really didn't make much of an impact on the video. Literally, the pause on the video itself, it's just like a second, but for me in real life, it's like like 2 minutes or something, which is so stressful because I don't know if the game is gonna crash on me or not. Like, I literally had to cross my fingers and hope that nothing bad happens, because I'm just like, okay, I'm spending so many hours furnishing this, and if the game just crashes on me, like, no, I'm not gonna accept it. I'm just probably gonna freak out. I was already probably even freaking out because I'm just like, what is wrong with the game? I'm so excited for it to be patched or something. Like, I do not know what's happening. So hopefully something's gonna happen real soon, because otherwise I am going to lose it. Alright, so right now we are just furnishing this kind of bar area, I guess, that I actually forgot to furnish on the main house. I was so excited to furnish the guest house that I forgot to furnish this one room on the rooftop. And once again, the game lags like crazy, but whatever. I actually was able to incorporate that beautiful tapestry that came with movie hangout stuff, I believe. And I chose the one that looked the most Mediterranean to me, like that beautiful pattern. It actually almost looks Native American or like Mexican or something. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I think most of the interiors are done at this point, but there is still a lot to furnish, and we have a bunch of balconies and roof decks that we need to furnish. Basically, the roof decks are identical in terms of the furniture that they have. They just have some variation. Like, I love using these tables with umbrellas that came with backyard stuff. There we go. Backyard stuff had some great items, and I actually use a lot of them, and this is one of them. This is one of those items that I used a lot from backyard stuff, and I love them because of the size. You know, it's a very different and unique size for what we have in the game, and yeah, like, I also really like how they have that pattern on the umbrella as well. Like, it's so beautiful. I honestly wish that we have some circular tables for interior dining rooms or interior kitchens that are the same size as those. They have like 6-seater tables. Like, we need them, and round ones as well. So yeah, over here we have this nice little kind of private corner. I really didn't know what to do with it initially, but eventually I do decide to kind of put in one of those lemonade things. I'm not sure. Pitchers. Yeah, one of those pitcher things that you can have lemonade on, and I actually really, really like it. I think it turned out really well. There's a lot to do, not just on the inside, but also on the balconies and stuff as well. So, you know, I feel like it keeps the space alive, and you know, I like those little items. Like, I love the lemonade thing. I really appreciate it because it's such a simple thing, but it's also a very legitimate thing that we have in real life. So, you know, that's what I like doing in The Sims, you know, something that you usually take for granted in real life. And you get to do it in The Sims, and you get to do it in a really fun and quirky way. So yeah, that was actually a really fast furnish for the roof deck of the main house. But right now we are furnishing the roof deck of the guest house, and the roof deck of the guest house is actually really special because it's gonna have a hot tub. Yes, I will incorporate a hot tub later on. Initially I forgot to incorporate a hot tub. Then I realized that, holy crap, I don't have a swimming pool. There's literally nothing fun to do. So instead of having a swimming pool, I decided to put a hot tub instead, because that's literally the closest thing that we can have. And I will put it on a little bit later. So yeah, I also really liked those lamps over there, outdoor lamps. I will actually remove them from the guest house. I will only keep the ones that are in the main house, because for the guest house I went for a more romantic lighting. So you guys will see me incorporate like some incorporate some of those candles and lamps that came with different expansion packs, because I'm too busy to remember them right now. I'm not sure. Maybe outdoor living, is there? I'm not sure. Backyard stuff, I'm not really sure. Cool kitchen, I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, you guys got what I mean. You know, the lighting on the outside or on the rooftop of the guest house is more romantic, so it has like a bunch of nice little candles and stuff. So yeah. And then over here, we have this empty wall, and we're just like, okay, what can I do to make it a little bit more interesting? And thank God for the ivy that came with Get Together. Yes, ivy that came with Get Together. They really complete the look, and they make it look a lot more interesting than just a bare plain wall. I'm only gonna have the ivy on that area though, cause I didn't feel like we needed to put them all over the house. And you guys can see me do a quick cheeky save there because I'm just super worried that all my work is going to be destroyed. So that was the point where I remember to put a hot tub, and over here we finally figure out where to put it. I had to fiddle it out a bit with the layout and stuff with like the half walls, so I think I was able to incorporate it really well. You know, it has a nice little space for it, and it doesn't look like it's out of place or whatever. It's just, it looks pretty natural. Or if that makes any sense. It looks like it was incorporated really well, which I actually really like. Because sometimes I don't like putting things that look too forced. So yeah. Over here we have a sitting area. Actually, no. I will replace this and change it into like a lounging area instead. I felt like I felt a little bit jealous with the guest house, because the guest house has like some lounge or sunbathing chairs on the rooftop of it. And I'm just like, okay, I feel bad for the guys at the main house, so let's give them some sunbathing chairs as well. So there we go. And no, those aren't legit sunbathing chairs. Those are just chairs and ottomans that came with cool kitchen, I think. I'm not really sure. Outdoor living, I think. Yeah, they might have come with outdoor living. Is there even an outdoor living? I forgot. But yeah, there is an empty wall there, so I chose to have like that decorative trellis. The decorative trellis for the wall that had the ivy. I think that it really completed the look. And you guys can see me really put a lot of effort into furnishing the balconies, because honestly, I love building and doing stuff, but furnishing balconies are so boring because it's literally like the same items over and over again. You can only use the same items, and I did kind of become a trooper here because I did furnish all of the balconies, or all of the bigger ones, I guess, and yeah, it actually turned out really well. You know, there's no empty space, there's no blank space. So yeah, and over here you guys can see me actually redo the pond, or like the ocean area or whatever. So in case you guys didn't know, Portofino is a fishing village in Italy, and of course it is a fishing village, so naturally it would be built next to the ocean. I really wanted to incorporate that in a way without it being too kind of over the top, because you guys know that I can be over the top. So, you know, I placed these nice little ponds. You can easily convert these into swimming pools if you just trace them with like the pool tool instead of the pond tool. I chose to do them with the pond tool because I don't really like how the Sims swim in the swimming pools. Like, if you have guests and they're in your backyard, even if you don't let them in your house, they will use your swimming pool, and that bothers me. So it always bothered me. So yeah. And this is a really difficult trick here because you guys know that I am building this lot in Windenburg, and Windenburg does not have the same climate that Greece has. So I tried to kind of make it look like it's in Greece by painting the terrain in the house, which, you know, kind of looks a little bit more dry, a little bit more Mediterranean-esque. And yeah, also incorporating these nice little pathways just to show that, you know, it's actually a legit house and there's people using those pathways. I actually really like it. I feel like the pathways are becoming more of a trademark to me because I don't see any other simmer that does it the same way I do. Of course, everybody has their own way of doing things, but for pathways, I usually try to go for like a pavement, and then I trace the pavement over with like a darker material. I don't know. I think the shapes and the materials that I choose are very uniquely mine, and I take pride in that. So yeah, we have the pavement in stone for the pathways, and then I'm going to trace over it with some dirt. So yeah, I feel like that makes the pathways stand out a little bit more, and it's also really nice. It kind of brings together the look of the of the lot, I guess. So yeah, and then we're gonna do it on the back as well. Like at this point, my game was lagging like so much. I was literally like dying. I swear. I was like, this is driving me crazy. Like, what is happening? There we go. It lags again. Like at this point, probably like every 5 minutes it lagged, and I'm just like, okay. I was so close to finishing it as well. I was like probably an hour in. And then I was finished, and I'm just like, okay, I spent so many hours doing this build. I could not stop right now. And, just because the game is lagging, I just had to sit through it and, kind of hope that everything I did actually saved. So yeah, I think it took me a total of probably 8 hours to build this, which is a lot of time. Honestly, you guys, I was kind of hoping for this to be a singular part speed build, as I normally do. But of course, as I normally do, I overdid it. I became too ambitious, and I ended up creating something that was so huge. Like, it's crazy. And over here, I'm trying to kind of incorporate some rock formations on the... I want it to look like it was cliffs, like on like the side of a cliff or whatever. I wanted the house to look like it was built on a rock formation, which is how it does look in Portofino. And I didn't overdo it. You guys don't have to worry. All the rocks will be there as long as you download this build with the move objects on. And, I think it looked really good, actually. The rocks are only placed on areas where I feel like it needs them. And there's some areas over here that I didn't really feel like it needs any rocks. You always need to do things in moderation, and I felt like giving some space for the eye to rest was great. So there are some spaces where it doesn't have like any rock formations and stuff, and instead I placed that trim around the pond, which in my opinion does not look good whatsoever, but it's better than nothing because at least it kind of connects the pond to the rocks or whatever. For me, it was better than nothing. So yeah, I'm really sad that we don't have the option to do some actual ponds. We just have these really bad geometric looking ones, which is it's terrible, but that's what we can do. And I feel like if The Sims 4 has taught me one important thing, it's really to make the most of what little you have. It's a very practical lesson that you can apply anywhere in your life. If life gives you lemons, make lemonades or whatever. There's not even an appropriate quote for that. Just, even if you have limited stuff to do, you can still push yourself to overcome all those boundaries and all those limitations. Just be creative and work around it. So that's kind of what I tried to do, even though it was so difficult. So yeah. Also, I feel like I'm doing this for the first time. I am incorporating a really, really large tree. I'm not sure what type of tree that is, but I really like the colors of it, like the yellowish green color that the trees have. I use the exact same trees, by the way. I only used some cypress trees and that yellow-green tree, whatever that is. I really like it. I feel like it complements the color of the Mediterranean and all that good stuff. So, and of course, my game lags like crazy once again. I will actually resolve that eventually. So, hopefully somebody comes up with a patch for that. Anyway, that tree, I enlarged it by using the cheat, and I feel like that's the first time I'm ever doing it in a build, making like an oversized tree. And I kind of decided to incorporate some more foliage because I felt like it was a little bit sparse. So I will incorporate these. I'm not sure what those are actually. Those cacti and those like dark green Brussels sprout looking things. You guys get what I mean? Like literally, I feel like if you put those on a plate, somebody could eat them or something like that. So yeah, I tried to incorporate them, and I feel like I will also incorporate like a flower eventually, like a weed. Yeah. There we go. That's the one that I will incorporate. It's really nice, and I feel like it adds a little bit of color. I like the color that it has, actually. It's bright yellow orange, and it's a very Mediterranean kind of color scheme, which I really like. And I also used it to hide that trim around the pond, just a little bit, just to make it look a little bit more natural and a little bit more organic. So yeah, like I said, just make the most out of, you know, what little you have to build something that is beyond expectation. So yeah, I wish we had bigger lots, and I wish we had taller lots as well. I hope that, I feel like the taller lots are impossible because we already have city living, and I don't think there's going to be any additional levels to that, so it's kind of disappointing, but whatever. Anyway, it's all what ifs anyways, though. Yeah, just placing in these nice little plants and stuff. I actually forgot to put in the cacti at the back until I remember them a little bit later on. And there we go. We are placing them now. And yeah, let's see here. Okay, so we have those Brussels sprouts. I hope they're Brussels sprouts. I'm not really sure, but they look like Brussels sprouts. So yeah. And then those nice little cacti. I actually really like how the cactus has the flower in them because it looks really nice. It looks really cool. It adds some more color and stuff, so that's pretty awesome. And we are still not done, you guys. There's still a lot more balconies that we need to furnish. So yeah. Throwing in some nice little planter boxes and some seating areas just to fill up the space. You know, I always really like to overly decorate things, but I don't think it was overly decorated, actually. It just has a lot of stuff, which is great. You know, it's everywhere you look, there's always something interesting to see. So, you know, it's a nice little, I feel like as designers, that's always a goal that I put myself to. You know, the last thing that I want is to be boring. So just, you know, sometimes being over the top is better than just being boring and forgettable. But there's definitely that balance as well. You couldn't just place things randomly without any thought to it. So yeah, just it's difficult, but you know, if you practice enough, you will get used to it, I guess. So yeah, just throwing in some, I'm not even sure what I'm talking about anymore. Yeah, we are just throwing in some random plants, I guess, just to once again fill up the space. And oh, that's it for the balconies. It looks like, oh my gosh, the lighting in this looks gorgeous. You guys should definitely download this and check it out at night because it looks so amazing. Like the gardens look so beautiful. I wasn't able to incorporate any lights actually on the quote unquote ocean itself or on the pond, but it looks so beautiful. Like the color of the pond at night looks so gorgeous, and the way that the lighting on the outside illuminates is just so freaking beautiful. And yeah, just throwing in some nice little lights over there in the sitting area. And I think we are also going to put some wall sconces on pretty much every window and every door and every archway in the house that faces the outside is going to have that wall sconce. So you guys know that sconce, like if you put like the outdoor lights, they illuminate so much, they give off so much light that it's so beautiful at night. Like one thing that I love about The Sims 4 is the outdoor lighting, especially at night. I like how the light travels between the space, and it's just so beautiful. Like, whoa. So yeah, it does take a lot of time actually to properly position all the different lights, just because you don't want to overwhelm the house, because sometimes if you've put too many, it tends to like overwhelm the facade of the outside. Like it looks like there's so many lights, but you know, at the end of the day, it looks great at night and it's so beautiful. So anyway, it looks like that is going to be it for this speed build. Please don't forget to check out the third video, which is the house tour. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up my commentary right here. Okay guys, once again, please don't forget to hit that like, favorite, and subscribe button if you had fun watching this video, because it really does help out the channel a lot. Okay guys, you all have an awesome day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.